This is a story I wish I didn't have to tell, but it's one that might help you. Through the real journey of a dear friend, I'll help you to learn important English words connected to cancer, illness, support, and loss. Cancer is one of those diseases that touches almost everyone. It's common, and chances are you know someone who's been affected. But when it's not a common type, or worse, when it's an aggressive form of cancer, it can feel like the ground disappears beneath your feet. A few years ago, a close friend of mine was diagnosed with bowel cancer. At first, he had some odd symptoms, nothing too alarming, but he decided to get checked. The test results were shocking. It was cancer, and not just any kind. The tumour wasn't benign. It was an aggressive form that had already spread to other areas of his body. He was devastated, and so were we. It felt unbelievable. He was young, only in his 40s, and the picture of health, fit, active, always looking after himself. The diagnosis left everyone around him shocked. The prognosis didn't look good. The doctor said that while treatment might buy him a few years, the survival rate for late-stage bowel cancer is low. In some cases, it's a death sentence. Still, he didn't give up. He didn't give in. He stayed positive because that's the kind of man he was, a fighter. He truly believed he could beat it. And for a while, it looked like he might. He started treatment immediately, medication, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy. But the side effects were brutal. He lost his hair completely, his appetite disappeared, and the resulting weight loss and fatigue left him exhausted. At one point, I saw him after a particularly tough round of chemo. It had really knocked him for six. I could hardly recognize him. Still, he kept going. For a brief time, the treatment worked. The cancer stopped growing and he was able to put it behind him, at least for a while. He wasn't in full remission, but he managed to move on and get on with his life. We all had hope. A big part of what helped him through those difficult months was his support network. He had amazing friends and family always there for him. His wife never left his side. She was there every step of the way. He spent long days in the hospital, but he was never alone. He also had the backing of the Macmillan nurses, who provided both practical help and someone to talk to. In the final weeks, as things worsened, he received palliative care and eventually moved to a hospice where he could be as comfortable as possible. Unfortunately, after the fourth round of chemotherapy, the doctors told us that the treatment had stopped working. The cancer had continued to spread, and they gently said that there was nothing more they could do. The words hit us all hard. He tried to stay strong, but after hearing that, something changed. He declined rapidly. Within a week, he passed away. His family is now trying to make arrangements for the funeral. Everyone is in mourning. There's been an overwhelming outpouring of grief from all who knew him. It's incredibly emotional. And I still can't quite believe it. I'm now waiting for the details of the funeral so I can pay my respects and say goodbye. I know I'm not alone in this experience. So many of us have had to say goodbye to someone we loved because of cancer. But I also know people who are cancer survivors, people who fought hard, who are now in remission and who inspire us to never lose hope. Yes, cancer is a battle, but many do win. With every new treatment and every medical advance, the chances of full recovery continue to improve. Now that you've heard the story and seen how the vocabulary fits into the word map, let's take a moment to go over a few words and phrases that you might not be familiar with. First, the word tumour. This refers to a lump of cells that are growing in the body in an unusual way. Some tumours are benign, which means they aren't dangerous. But if a tumour is aggressive, it means it's growing quickly and can be life-threatening. Next is the word prognosis. This is the doctor's prediction about what will happen next, whether the patient is likely to recover, how long they might live, and what their quality of life will be like. Another important word is remission. If someone is in remission, it means the cancer has stopped growing or can't be detected anymore. It doesn't always mean the person is completely cured, but it's a very good sign. Now, two phrases related to end-of-life care: palliative care and hospice. Palliative care focuses on making someone comfortable and reducing pain when the illness can't be cured. A hospice is a special place where people receive this kind of care near the end of life. You might have also heard me say the phrase knocked for six. This is a British expression and it means someone has been badly affected by something. In this case, the treatment. And when I said I could hardly recognise him, it means his appearance had changed so much that he didn't look like himself anymore. Finally, phrases like death sentence and buy you a few years are emotionally strong. A death sentence means the outlook is very bad and death is expected. But sometimes treatment can buy you a few years. In other words, it gives you more time even if a cure isn't possible. I know this is a heavy topic, but it's important, and I hope this helps you understand both the language and the experience better. If you would like a copy of the word map and a glossary to all the terms that are included, then you can access that via the link in the show notes. If you'd like to share anything about your experience in the comments, then I'll be glad to read it. Until next time, take very good care and goodbye.